Muy buenas. Vamos a entrevistar hoy en el canal de YouTube a Cristina Pirello. Cristina es una de... ¿You understand Spanish?
¿Sí?
Sí. Cristina es una de mis profesoras de macrobiótica favoritas. Ella vive en Filadelfia y tiene ella da clases de cocina macrobiótica durante muchos años. Y ella tiene un programa de televisión que se llama Cristina Cooks, que ha recibido un premio Emmy por su labor dando toda la información sobre cocina natural. Entonces, creo que os va a interesar mucho. La vamos a tener el próximo 16 y 17 de junio en la escuela, aquí en Barcelona, dando un taller de postres. Y bueno, pues le quería hacer unas cuantas preguntas y un poco hablaremos también de lo que vamos a hacer en el taller. So, hello, Cristina.
Hola a todos.
So, just a few words about you and where and how you get introduced into macrobiotics.
So a long time ago, in 1983, I was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 leukemia, and I used macrobiotics to become well. And I know that sounds quite clinical, I used macrobiotics to get well, but it was a very, very long time ago. I barely remember that girl, anymore. But prior to macrobiotics, I was a vegetarian, a vegan, but I ate lots of junk food. In America, soda was all vegetarian. And with macrobiotics, I discovered that food had much more power than we originally thought. And when I got well, I felt an obligation, if you will, to try to help people and try to share what I know.
Okay. Yeah. And, what's your point now with your diet? Do you call it macrobiotics or what's your approach with macrobiotics now?
Yeah, well, I know macrobiotics has its drawbacks, right? People think, oh my God, that's just rice and seaweed and miso soup. But I also think that vegan has its drawbacks as well, because vegan is just no animal. So of course, soda, sugar, sweets are okay if you're vegan. So I tend to sort of go between macrobiotics and vegan. The way I actually cook and teach is much more just Mediterranean, plant-based, and I use less, although my roots are in Chinese medicine and macrobiotics, I tend to use less of those esoteric words like yin and yang, and when I teach to the public, because they can't and don't want to understand it. They just want to know, especially in America, how can I be healthier? How can I do it now, fast? I don't have time. Like, no one, much to my disappointment, Danny, no one wants to study the way we studied, studying theory for years and studying. So I do my best to use macrobiotics in sort of a lighter way, a more fun way. But I do call it macrobiotics.
Yeah, sure. And especially you're coming on June to do a dessert class. So
It is my specialty.
Yeah, I know. So what are the main difficulties that the people can find when they want to do a natural Mediterranean and plant-based way of cooking and doing this kind of desserts?
Well, the biggest change for plant-based cooking in general is that people tend to think of what they are no longer eating instead of the adventure of moving forward and eating new things and having a new experience with food. Desserts are particularly challenging for people because, at least in America, we have created the image that desserts are very difficult. You have to be a scientist to make them work. And of course, techniques are the same, but what I've discovered is plant-based whole ingredients actually give you a little more forgiveness room to make mistakes and still have the dessert turn out. Of course, at first, people find the desserts not as sweet, but we're so used to such intense sugar. But after they realize that the desserts are just more delicate tasting, they fall in love. And once they realize that the desserts are not insulin triggers and they don't go from 1 cookie to 15 cookies, then they like them even better.
That's nice. That's nice. So especially what is your approach with the recipes that you are doing here in Barcelona? What you are doing right now in your regular work?
Well, I want the desserts that we're doing in Barcelona to be more casual so that people can do them. Nothing fancy, no cake decorating, you know, nothing too challenging, because if people can't do it, they're not going to do it. So we start with friendly things like cookies, simple upside down cake out of a skillet, or a pie crust, because people are challenged by those things. So if they can learn it with someone, then I know that they will do it. And the biggest thing to teach is that the ingredients are a bit different, but there's no compromise to your health with the ingredients. There's whole grain flours and low glycemic index sweeteners and organ nuts, and you know, chocolate have just milk and sugar but actually has cocoa and is chocolate. And so I think that as people appreciate the quality of the ingredient, they also appreciate the quality of the dessert, and then they realize dessert doesn't have to be something you feel bad about doing, which would be terrible.
Okay, so that's nice. So the idea is to do a hands-on course here. And what do you prefer? You know, do you prefer doing show cooking or hands-on, or what's the best approach for you for people to learn not just desserts, just cooking?
I think that there's a little of both. I usually, when I do a hands-on, I do one demo so that people can see, if it's dessert, how the batter should look or how the cookie dough should feel. And then I think it's great when people can get their hands in and do it, because then they can see, you know, oh, the dough's too dry, so I did this, you know, and then they're with someone who can say, no, 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 do it this way, so they don't go home and struggle. Hands-on is always better and so much more fun than just sitting.
Yeah, okay, great. So do you want to say any more words for the people who are thinking about doing this workshop?
Oh, I think that they should come and have some fun and make sweets, and there will be chocolate, and I love Barcelona. I love coming there, and I just think it will be a great fun weekend to all make sweets together and then share them.
Oh, thank you so much. So we hope to see you soon, and we will really have fun, and we will enjoy, I think, your desserts. Yeah. So thank you very much. And bueno,
thank you very much.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias a todos. Aquí tenéis a Cristina, y quien quiera, nos podemos ver el próximo 16-17 de junio en el taller de postres. Gracias a todos. Thank you.
Thank you.